public to the February 17th, 2026 meeting of the Administration and Regulatory Committee. I am Linda Kroon, the Chair of the Administrative and Regulatory Committee. Joining me on the committee are committee members Commissioner Paul Weech and Isola Shaw. The first item on today's agenda is the approval of the minutes from December 17th, 2025 meeting. Can I get a motion for the minutes and a second?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, so approved. And we will now move to the next item on the agenda to discuss action item authorization to revise Chapter 22 of HOC's administrative plan for the Housing Choice Voucher Program. I would like to introduce President Andrews to provide an overview of this item. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the committee, the HOC team, and members of the public. Commissioners, this item comes before you as a request to amend Chapter 22, yet again, this time making modifications that align with changes that have come down from HUD so that we can leverage our ability to issue project-based vouchers for our own projects. As you may recall, we have come before the Commission on multiple occasions related to our SAGE development, as well as lifting up the fact that the federal government, by way of HUD, has allowed housing authorities to leverage project-based vouchers in its own developments. A part of that includes making changes to our administrative plan that outlines how we administer the program, and also sharing and including additional information that was once not previously required that now is required in our admin plan. And so I am going to turn it over to our Vice President of Housing Resources, Lynn Hayes, to walk us through this presentation.
Thank you, President Andrews. Good afternoon, Commissioners. For the record, I'm Lynn Hayes, Vice President of the Housing Resources Division, here today to request authorization to modify Chapter 22 of the HOC Administrative Plan regarding our project-based voucher program. The project-based voucher program is governed by the Code of Federal Regulations, Section 24, Part 983. Today, we are removing old language and adding new and additional regulatory language. If you recall, the Housing Opportunity Through Modernization Act, or HOTMA, made numerous changes to the Housing Choice Voucher Program, many of which have been postponed, though some have been implemented. So what we are presenting today is a change in response to HOTMA, effective January 1st, 2025, regarding the timing of when we can execute an agreement to enter into a housing assistance payment contract, or AHAP is the acronym, with a developer for project-based voucher units. So the AHAP is the agreement between the Public Housing Authority and the developer. It governs what the developer must do as it relates to inspection criteria. And then subsequently, when that criteria is met, HOC would verify that and then enter into a regular contractual project-based voucher agreement. Next slide. So the contents of the AHAP include the site and location of the contract units, the number of units by area, the number of bedrooms and bathrooms, services that will be included in the property or project, the utilities that are available, including if they are paid for by the landlord or tenant, The 504 are fair housing regulations, number of accessible units, the estimated initial rents for the contract units, and a description of the work to be performed before the AHAB. Additionally, it includes if it's a single stage or multi-stage project, the commencement of work, and then the schedule of completion. Next slide. Okay, so
I'm so sorry, Lynn, if you could hold on for me 1 second. I just wanted to alert the IT team to please look at the wait list of individuals who are waiting to get or to view the meeting. It should be on YouTube, but just wanting to make clear to people who are trying to observe that this should be streaming on YouTube. There should not be a wait list because wait list is typically for Zoom, but definitely wanting to make sure that individuals know how they can watch and tune into this meeting. So thank you.
sure. Okay, so pre-HOCMA, the developer could not begin construction of the property until after the AHAB was executed with the housing authority. Post-HOCMA, or now, the developer may begin construction prior to the execution of the AHAB, or the housing authority may elect not to use the AHAB at all. In order to exercise this option, there are certain requirements that must be met according to the Code of Federal Regulations, which are listed on the next slide. So in order to exercise this option, the first thing that we would require is an environmental review. An environmental review determines that the site and the neighborhood are not subject to adverse environmental conditions. The environmental review is conducted by a unit of local government or a responsible entity. We often utilize the Department of Housing and Community Affairs to conduct the environmental review. Additionally, we would need a subsidy layering review. A subsidy layering review ensures that the amount of assistance provided by HUD is not more than what is necessary, and it prevents excessive public assistance. The subsidy layering review is conducted by the Department of Housing and Urban Development, or often we use the Department of Housing, or HUD, I'm sorry, HUD or the Department of Housing and Community Development. If the project has 9 or more units, then the owner would be required to use Davis-Bacon labor requirements. So that's when the contract is on a federally funded construction project and the developer is required to pay laborers the prevailing wage rates. Next slide.
Hold on 1 second again for me, Lynn.
Okay.
Team, I do want to just ask if you could take a moment to look at our waitlist link, YouTube link. It does indicate that there are 9 individuals waiting for us to start this meeting. So I just want to make sure that we've gone live. I'd ask the IT team to just verify, please. I'm looking at it now based on the link that's provided on our pop-up when you go to our website. And if I could just have indulgence of the committee members as we verify that. Thank you.
Will do. Thank you.
Hmm. I wonder. Here we are. It's showing that we're live now. So I'm hopeful that. Did you make an adjustment, IT?
Hi, Chelsea. So there's a discrepancy in the link that was provided in the calendar and the link that is actually being streamed. I can update the link in the calendar if that's how folks are accessing the meeting.
Yes, that's what's popping up when people go to our website. It's a pop-up and then it says click here. And wherever it's taking people is where there currently are 8 people waiting.
Gotcha. Okay. I can update that.
Is this meeting being recorded, however, right now?
Yes.
And so then if we move forward, it can be published and will be published. But if we can just go offline for a moment, I'll give you all a quick call. Right. Commissioners, I've been advised that unfortunately the link that was included
owner and the contractor must be compliant with all equal opportunity laws. And they also must install broadband infrastructure on the projects. And just I didn't mention that the environmental review and subsidy land review are required only for new construction or projects that are being rehabilitated. These are not requirements for existing projects or properties. And then lastly, the AHAP must include a certification from the owner that they have not been disbarred from participating in this program. Next slide. And so this slide is not new or not a result of HOTMA, but just additional language that we are adding to the chapter 22. And so it is identifying the types of units that are not eligible for project-based voucher assistance, which include shared housing, units on a penal, reformatory, medical, mental, public or private institution, nursing homes, units that are owned or controlled by an educational institution, manufactured home, transitional homes, owner occupied units. And any unit that where the government is paying the full rental subsidy would also not be eligible for project-based vouchers. Next slide. And so those were the changes that we are recommending, given your approval. And at this time, I will happily answer any questions that you have.
Colleagues, do you have any questions?
First of all, I don't have, it seems pretty straightforward. Thank you so much, Lynn. But just so maybe just for my edification a little bit. So one of the reasons that we're doing this is that we're getting ready to add project-based subsidies to the SAGE and conforming our own rules with the HUD rules on that. Where are we in the status of assigning these project-based certificates to the SAGE? If the subsidy layering review started, or is that going to slow up our development? You know, I guess I'm most worried about kind of timing of whether any of these changes are
Right.
super time sensitive, so we can keep on track to get the SAGE deal done.
Sure. I don't know that I'm the best person to answer this, but I'll try my best. So we worked collectively with our real estate department, our compliance team, and also our legal team. And so, yes, the subsidy layering and environmental reviews have been completed. We are taking this item and then the prior items that Darcel Cox, Vice President of Compliance, presented. So we're taking that next month to the commission. And then once approved, we will move forward. The next step subsequent to that would be sending the information to HUD to get their approval. We have to send, it's a form, and then they would authorize release of payments and authorization for us to enter into the AHAB.
All right, thanks. So
But
that's sort of getting to my just a sense of the timeline. So we still have HUD approvals down once we get all this package together.
That's right.
That may or may not extend the timeline.
Let me clarify. We have already received subsidy layering approval from HUD. And so this additional step is really just an administrative step to align our admin plan as required by the regs. We have no reason to believe that it will slow down our ability to meet the timeline for closing on the transaction.
Great, thanks, Chelsea. And then Lynn, maybe this is for you. The list of things we will not put a project-based voucher on. Is that is that HUD policy? Is that our policy? Combination of both?
That's HUD policy.
That's all HUD policy.
That's HUD policy, yes.
Yeah. And I'm only asking because I was a little surprised to see manufactured housing in there as being proscribed.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Terrific. Thanks. Madam Chair, I don't have any more questions.
Okay. Lynn, I just got a typo I see here. You got the time frame for discussion would be but you got two at the.
Oh, yeah.
March 11.
Yeah, we'll correct that. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Zoli, do you have anything you want to add to this?
No, I am supportive of this, and this is pretty straightforward, and thank you for the presentation.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to take this to our committee meeting on March the 11th, 2026. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Second, so moved. We will take this to the committee on March the 11th, 2026.
Terrific.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you
Now-
for your patience. Thank you.
If there's no further questions, we're going to end our meeting today at, I don't even know what time it is. Let's see.
4:23.
4:23. Thank you. 4:23 this
Thank you.
afternoon. Thank you very much, everybody.
Bye-bye.